EM4 is a significant system project now that takes our learnings that we've had in primary and is now extending it into stage 4 in secondary. Professor Peter Sullivan is our academic partner for the maths component of EM4. Peter's key element of his program is around challenge in mathematics, and we're really looking to up the challenge and the expectations of our students in mathematics. We've had 13 schools involved in that last year, and now another 11 schools involved in it this year. So we're almost at every single secondary school being involved over the course of 2 years.
Fundamentally, we have problems with the teaching of mathematics. There's not enough students finishing secondary school studying mathematics. The students who do study mathematics don't like it. It appears that they don't progress much. Some students don't progress at all beyond about grade 3. And I think we have to think about, can we teach maths in different ways?
With our school, we have a Maths 360 in which a lot of the students are working up on whiteboards, so their thinking is very visible. We can see at a snapshot what the students are doing, what they're saying, what they're writing down. We can see where those gaps are and we can intervene at the point of need. So rather than the students sitting just at their desk being confused, they might be confused at a whiteboard, but we can see that confusion very early on and we can intervene.
The idea is to pose the students questions that they don't know how to do. Now, teachers commonly say, well, I couldn't do that, my students wouldn't know how to do it. But if the students already know how to do it, why are you teaching it? Now, if you do propose tasks that the students can't do, well, then you have to support those in particular ways. You have to introduce the task effectively. You have to provide particular prompts for the students who find the work too difficult. Some of the students, of course, can do it quickly, and so we have to extend their thinking in some ways. The emphasis is really that the students are the ones doing the learning, not the teacher doing the teaching.
So to start off the lesson, we start with the learning intentions. So we've got to know the formula for calculating the volume of a cylinder. And the words are in red because they're our subject-specific terminology. So we discuss that at the beginning of the topic so they know what they mean. To be able to calculate the volume of a cylinder, and then these two learning intentions, we broke them down. So we have the formula at the top and we spoke about what the dimensions are and how we can find them out, and what if we're not given the exact what the question's asking, how can we manipulate it, and to understand how the dimensions of a cylinder affects its volume. So by the end of the day, by the end of these 3 activities, hopefully they'll get more of a conceptual understanding about what this is.
It's much more student-centred. The students are teaching each other. It's not the teacher at the front of the room being the holder of all of the knowledge. The teacher is more there to guide them, to be by their side so that the knowledge that they're generating themselves, those connections that they're making, is preparing them for the next level. And the teacher is there to just monitor them and help them when they get stuck at a particular concept.
So you had 2 unknowns. If you had 1 unknown, sure, you could have substituted and it would have been like solving an equation. So then what did they get into? So we talk about what accountable talk is. So linking things together, staying on task. And they often pick one that they really want to focus on. So, and then we've got teamwork, listening to each other. If someone's got an idea and you're not sure if it's going to work, give it a go and still take that into consideration. They need to show me it working out. This is really important, especially when it comes to the gallery walk section at the end. They need to show me what they're thinking. And if they're not, then I'll ask and then be like, show it to me. Can you show me in a different way?
The part that I like is when you do group activities and you get really engaged into the situation and the problem, and you get different ideas from other people.
This is the gallery walk section of Maths 360. It's towards the end. So they're moving around, picking up not just, they often go straight to comparing their answers, but they're more so, it's deeper. They're looking for different strategies, looking for different understandings, reflecting on what they've done. So then eventually when they get back to their board, how can they better their working out? How can they better their strategies? Have they learned something new?
At the beginning, I found it confusing because everyone knows these things, but I don't. But as the class continued, I started to understand what they were saying. We just want to participate, and then there's like no negative energy around. It's all positive.
Students are really enthusiastic and really competitive. We're finding that they, especially with an open-ended task, a lot of times it will be a competition between the cooperative learning groups, about who can get the most answers or who can get the closest answer. And it just generates a sense of excitement in the class, that they're building the knowledge themselves, that they're not just finding one answer and then stopping and going, okay, that's that done. They're able to move on and on and on and come up with lots of answers.